Hi Aries, happy birthday. Welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your April 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic crossbred as always, and I also pulled the 4 Agreements and Wisdom of the Oracle card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology as we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have Gemini. So Gemini is your third house of communication, and astrologically speaking, we do have Jupiter in Gemini. And it was retrograde for a long time. It's finally direct again, so maybe you found that that area of life's been picking up for you lately. Alright, we have 10. 10th house energy for you guys is Capricorn. Astrologically speaking, that's actually a pretty quiet area of the zodiac. We did have Pluto there for a really long time, but it's since moved on. And, well, speaking of Pluto, we also have Pluto. So yeah, now Pluto, like I said, did move on from Capricorn, where it was in your sign in your 10th house for a very long time. And now it's actually in Aquarius, which is your 11th house of friendships, groups, hopes, and wishes. So you could see some shifts in that area of life as well. All right, so we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have Judgment, and challenging that we have the 6 of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here, actually, and then this is Scorpio energy. So more than anything, to me, this says that something from the past seems to be coming up for you guys. Now, on the one hand, that actually makes quite a bit of sense as far as we currently have Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde, so a lot of heavy energy there. Also, eclipse energies going on, so, And I mean, those will wrap up in April, but makes sense to see this come up for the reading anyway. So to see these two things here, what I'm primarily getting for some of you, this looks like something that you might have tried to move away from already, but it seems to be coming back up again for you to look at. So for some of you, this is something you might have wanted to put behind you already, but for whatever reason, it seems to be something else that you need to look at within the situation before you can fully move on from it. Right. In the foundation position, we have the 9 of Wands. So this is Sagittarius energy here. So yeah, so for some of you, maybe this is at least pointing to why you have wanted to move away from the situation. It might have been a point of frustration for you guys, right? It might have been something that you put a lot of effort toward, but you might have felt like ultimately you couldn't get to the goal that you were hoping for within the situation. In the past position, we have the Knight of Cups. So for some of you, this could be saying that maybe this was around a romantic situation. Given that this could point to that as far as maybe someone came forward to you with a romantic offer, and maybe for whatever reason that situation didn't work out at the time. This could also just be pointing to a timeline, which would be Pisces energy, and of course we're technically still in Pisces season as I'm recording this, but that could be what this is pointing to as well, as far as this is something recent that's come back up. All right. In the present position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So for some of you, maybe this is saying that in the past, for example, maybe if this was just something that didn't seem to be grounded in reality, this could just be saying that maybe now in the present, as it's coming back up for you, there might be something more concrete being offered. So for example, if this was someone that you just had a romantic attraction for, but it never really got off the ground, maybe it could be moving more toward that now. If this was around an offer, maybe someone was making with you to collaborate in some way, whether it be a business partnership, you name it. This could just be saying that now there's more discussions about actually making it concrete rather than just an idea. All right, in the near future position, we have the 3 of Swords. So this is Libra energy here. So yeah, this could be saying that ultimately maybe there's a point of frustration and disappointment for you around the situation, because maybe now you've already been moving into another situation. So again, maybe, so to give you a work example, right, given that we saw 10th house energy come up with your dice, maybe this was a job that you really wanted at some point in the past, right, you were hoping to get it, might have been passed over at the time. So since then you've moved on, right, you've pursued another path, and now all of a sudden this thing seems to come back up. And you're like, okay, well, I really wanted that back then, but now I'm on this whole other path, right? So the timing seems to be bad in that regard. But that's what I'm seeing with that. All right, in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Ace of Cups. So yeah, so I feel like there is a part of you that on a spiritual level, you really do feel connected to this new offer coming your way. Maybe it speaks to you more in a certain way compared to where you've currently been, right? But I feel like there's also the part of you that's like, okay, again, the irony is in the past, maybe there wasn't something concrete about it being offered, and that was the disappointment for you. But now you're looking at it like, okay, even though it is coming through in a more concrete form now you're having a doubt as to whether or not that would be the right thing at this time. In the environment position, we have the Ace of Wands. So, yeah, to me, this says that whatever the situation is, the person coming back around offering it to you, they seem to really want to move it forward. So, like I said, maybe they were just flirting with the idea in the past. Now it seems like they're trying to make more of a concrete effort to move it forward. And like I said, ironically, now you seem to be the one that's more like, I don't know if this is too practical right now. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is Libra energy here, and maybe that's why we're also seeing that Three of Swords energy come up in the near future, because this could just be saying ultimately you're really trying to think through what would be best for all parties involved, right? So there could be some stress around that. So that could be what this is pointing to here, and of course it could also just be pointing to the astrology as well as this, as far as we're going to have that full moon in Libra around the 12th of April this month too. And in the outcome position, we have the Emperor. So this is the major arcana card for your sign. So to me, ultimately, this says that by the time we do get through the end of the month, you're going to feel a lot more firm as far as what direction you're going in, right? So like I said, it looks like maybe there's some vacillation on your part currently as far as trying to weigh the pros and cons of the situation, right? But it looks like by the time you get to the end of the month, you're going to feel pretty solid on your decision making and ready to move forward. All right, and bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here. So yeah, definitely seems more than likely some kind of situation coming back up from your past. We even have the Death card there as well. So yeah, this seems to be something that is coming back around from your past. Maybe something that you thought that was really behind you at this point, but it does seem to be coming back up for you to look at this month. I do have to say, given that I see three aces in your spread and the Three of Swords there too, maybe that's part of it as well, right? Maybe the offer coming along might not directly conflict with the other things you have going on in your life, but it could just be that the timing's bad as far as you're like, okay, because I have so many other things going on in my life, this might not be the ideal time to pursue that thing, right? So it could just be a bad timing thing in that regard. From the Four Agreements deck, we have Don't Make Assumptions, and it says Learn to Ask Questions. Let's see if we get that to focus a little better. Get everything in the frame as well. Alright, it says it is always better to ask questions than to make assumptions. Have the courage to ask questions until you are as clear as you can be. Once you hear the answer to a question, you won't have to make assumptions because you will know the truth. Definitely a solid message there, and especially, like we said, given the fact that currently, anyway, there's the Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde. The Mercury retrograde actually is going to wrap up at the end of the first week of April, although it'll still be in post shadow for a while, and then it's actually Mercury will go back into your sign on April 16th. So later in the month, you might feel a little bit more firm on your communication, but having Mercury retrograde moving through your 12th house as well, right? That could be a little tricky. So makes sense to see that come up in that regard. From the Wisdom of the Oracle, we have a change in the wind. There's the artwork. Number is 12. And Venus retrograde also really is going to be in your 12th house for a bit. It's going to be direct around a week after the Mercury retrograde, really. And then at the very end of the month, Venus will be back in your sign too, so that could also be pointing to why you're seeing the situation from your past come back around. But yeah, we'll see what it says in the book for that card. All right, essential meanings says a sensed and unseen change has been initiated, preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. The oracle's message: it's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is the time of transformation, as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. So yeah, definitely a positive message there because again, like we said, you guys really technically have 2 retrogrades going back and forth between your sign and your 12th house. So tricky energy there. We have eclipse season going on, right? So even though, like we said, as we move through April, those energies will be clearing out, you could still be feeling the effects of that for a bit. The relationship message says relationships go through periods where partners seem out of sync with each other, and stormy emotions and moods threaten to take down the ship. Perhaps someone has a change of heart and leaves. These rough seas offer opportunities for mutual growth, a way for you to understand your own heart better, and to know what you need to be truly happy. Rest assured that whatever is happening now, good will come from it. Take temporary shelter and remove yourself from drama. The air will clear and everything will be fresh and new again. This too shall pass. So yeah, definitely a positive message there. It's at least possible this could be around a romantic situation, like we said, given the placement of those cup energies. So if that's where you're looking for guidance there, hopefully that resonated. And the prosperity message says, as you endeavor to create a prosperous life, you may encounter unexpected reversals that cause you to shift directions. This is a good thing, so there is nothing to fear. Perhaps an opportunity you sought went to someone else. Perhaps you've pursued something that you suddenly realize is not in your highest good. You might not be 100% clear on where you need to go, but you are certain that things are not going as planned. Circumstances are not in your control right now. Wait it out. All will be well, even better, actually. Trust. So, definitely a positive message here, especially because your ruler, Mars, was retrograde for a while, obviously, and not only that, finally, when we do get into, like, just before we officially enter into Taurus season, actually, Mars will move into Leo, which is a supportive energy for you guys. So you might finally start to feel like things start to move forward with that shift as well. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. Once again, happy birthday, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.